Welcome to Maracaibo, Venezuela's vibrant heart full of culture, history, and breathtaking landscapes. We're not talking about your typical tourist traps here. This is the real deal, folks. A city pulsing with raw energy, where the old world collides with the new, and the aroma of arepas fills the air. Join us as we explore the top 10 must-visit attractions in this fascinating city, places where you can taste the true spirit of Maracaibo. Buckle up, kids. It's going to be a bumpy ride. First stop, we find ourselves standing in the shadow of the Basilica of Our Lady of Chiquinquira. Built in the 17th century, this ain't your average cookie-cutter cathedral. The architecture, a chaotic blend of Baroque and colonial styles, is a testament to the city's tumultuous past, a history written in stone and mortar. Look closer, my friends, and you'll see the scars of time etched into its facade. Each crack and crevice whispers tales of resilience, of faith enduring through centuries of change. This is more than just a church. It's the soul of Maracaibo, a place where the faithful come to bargain with the Almighty and find solace in the flickering candlelight. You don't have to be religious to appreciate the artistry here. The ornate altar, the intricate stained glass windows, it's enough to make even the most cynical bastard feel something. But let's be honest, this being Venezuela, you're more likely to find me nursing a hangover with a cup of strong coffee outside a nearby cafe. And speaking of coffee, the stuff they brew here is the real deal. Dark, potent, and guaranteed to kickstart your day. So grab a cup, find a bench in the plaza, and soak in the atmosphere. Let the cacophony of life wash over you, the laughter, the music, the ever-present hum of the city. This is Maracaibo, my friends, and it's a hell of a place to be. Next up, we're ditching the holy relics and heading over to Vereda del Lago, Maracaibo's sprawling urban oasis. Now, I'm not usually one for parks. Too many pigeons and screaming kids for my liking, but even I have to admit, this place has a certain charm. Maybe it's the way the sunlight dapples through the trees, or the gentle breeze blowing in from Lake Maracaibo. Who knows? Vereda del Lago is Maracaibo's lungs, a green escape from the concrete jungle. Families gather here for picnics, lovers stroll hand in hand, and old men argue about politics over games of dominoes. It's a microcosm of the city itself, a place where life unfolds at its own languid pace. And if you're lucky enough to be here during one of the city's many festivals, hold on to your hats, folks, because things can get wild. We're talking live music, dancing in the streets, and enough food to feed an army. It's a celebration of life Maracaibo style, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Zoos aren't exactly my scene. The sight of caged animals just makes me sad, but I get it. Kids love this stuff. And La Rosa Zoo is a Maracaibo institution, so here we are. Now, this isn't the San Diego Zoo, mind you. Don't expect any fancy enclosures or pampered pandas. This is a zoo with character, a little rough around the edges, just like the city itself. But hey, that's part of its charm, right? Despite its flaws, La Rosa Zoo is making an effort. They've got conservation programs, educational exhibits, the whole 9 yards. And for the kids, well, seeing those monkeys swing from the trees or those hippos wallowing in the mud, it's pure magic. Plus, let's be real, a trip to the zoo is the perfect excuse to eat ice cream for lunch. Don't judge me. Alright folks, enough with the animals. Let's talk about something truly important, food. And when it comes to food in Maracaibo, Calle Carabobo is the place to be. This ain't your fancy white tablecloth kind of joint. This is street food heaven, a symphony of sizzling meat, fragrant spices, and the sounds of vendors hawking their wares. Now, I'm a firm believer that the best way to experience a culture is through its stomach. And trust me, Maracaibo will have you loosening your belt a notch or two. First up, you gotta try the arepas. These thick, grilled cornmeal cakes are a Venezuelan staple, and in Maracaibo, they take them to a whole new level. Stuffed with everything from savory meats and cheeses to sweet plantains and beans, it's a flavor explosion in every bite. And don't even get me started on the patacones twice-fried plantains that are crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, and utterly addictive. Whether you're craving a quick snack or a full-blown feast, Calle Carabobo has got you covered. Let's be honest, after stuffing your face on Calle Carabobo, you'll need a little culture to cleanse the palate. And for that, we head to the Lea Bermudez Art Center, a haven for art lovers and curious souls alike. Housed in a striking modern building, the center is a testament to Maracaibo's burgeoning art scene. Inside, you'll find a diverse collection of contemporary and modern art, from thought-provoking installations to vibrant paintings that capture the soul of Venezuela. This isn't just some stuffy museum, folks. The Lea Bermudez Art Center is a living, breathing space where art is meant to be experienced, debated, and even challenged. They've got workshops, film screenings, and all sorts of events that bring the community together. Who knows? You might even get to rub shoulders with some of Maracaibo's up-and-coming artists. And hey, if you're feeling inspired, why not pick up a unique souvenir from the gift shop? Just try not to spend all your money on avant-garde ashtrays and coffee table books. I've been there, done that. Look, I'm all for embracing your inner child, but water parks? They're not exactly my idea of a good time. But hey, when in Maracaibo, right? So, we're braving the crowds and the chlorine at Aquaventura Park, Maracaibo's premier aquatic playground. Now, I'll admit, the place has its charms. The sound of kids shrieking with laughter, the smell of sunscreen and chlorine. It's enough to transport you back to those carefree days of summer camp. And for the adrenaline junkies out there, Aquaventura has got some pretty gnarly slides that'll have you questioning your life choices. Me, I'll be over by the lazy river, nursing a cold beer and trying to avoid getting splashed. But hey, if you're looking for a fun-filled day out with the family, Aquaventura Park is a solid bet. Just don't blame me if you end up with a mouthful of pool water and a newfound fear of water slides. Now this is more like it. Forget your sterile shopping malls and overpriced boutiques, folks. We're diving headfirst into the chaotic heart of Maracaibo's Mercado de Santa Rosalia. This is a market in the truest sense of the word. A labyrinthine maze of stalls, selling everything from fresh produce and spices to clothing, electronics, and even the occasional voodoo doll. The air is thick with the smells of ripe fruit, strong coffee, and something I can't quite put my finger on, but it probably shouldn't be sold as food. This is where Maracaibo comes to life, where you can haggle for souvenirs, sample exotic fruits you can't even pronounce, and get lost in the sights, sounds, and smells of this vibrant marketplace. Just keep a tight grip on your wallet, my friends. This is also prime territory for pickpockets, and the last thing you want is to end up with empty pockets and a souvenir snake you didn't even want. We're stepping back in time now, folks, to Barrio El Saladillo, one of Maracaibo's oldest and most historic neighborhoods. This is the real deal, a place where time seems to have stood still. The streets are narrow and cobblestone, lined with brightly colored colonial-era houses that have seen better days. But don't let the faded grandeur fool you. El Saladillo is a neighborhood with a pulse. Music spills out from open doorways. Old men gather on street corners to share stories and sip rum, and the air is thick with the scent of history and resilience. This is a place where you can wander aimlessly, soaking up the atmosphere and imagining what life was like in Maracaibo centuries ago. Just watch your step. Those cobblestones are murder on the ankles. And if you're lucky, you might stumble upon a hidden courtyard restaurant serving up traditional Maracaibo cuisine. Trust me, it'll be a meal you won't soon forget. Every city has its heart, that one spot where the energy of the entire metropolis converges. In Maracaibo, that place is Plaza Barral. Named after Rafael Maria Barral, a renowned Venezuelan writer and grammarian, the plaza is a melting pot of culture, history, and urban life. During the day, it's a hive of activity, with street vendors hawking their wares, shoeshine boys working their magic, and locals catching up on the latest gossip. But it's at night that Plaza Barral truly comes alive. As the sun sets and the air cools, the plaza transforms into an open-air concert hall. Musicians gather, their melodies filling the air with a mix of traditional Venezuelan folk music and modern rhythms. Couples dance beneath the stars. Old men clap along to the music, and the energy is palpable. This is Maracaibo at its most authentic, a city that knows how to celebrate life, and Plaza Barral is the stage where it all unfolds. All right, folks, we feasted our way through the city, explored hidden alleys, and danced the night away. Now it's time for something a little more, shall we say, contemplative. As the sun begins its final descent, we find ourselves on the Lake Maracaibo Bridge, a concrete behemoth that stretches across the vast expanse of water. This is where Maracaibo comes to say goodnight to the day, and trust me, it's a sight to behold. As the sky explodes in a riot of colors, fiery oranges, deep purples, and soft pinks, The city lights begin to twinkle below, transforming Maracaibo into a sea of shimmering stars. The air is thick with the smell of salt water and the promise of the night to come. It's the perfect spot to reflect on the day's adventures, to marvel at the beauty of this chaotic, enchanting city, and to bid farewell to Maracaibo, knowing that its spirit will stay with you long after you've left. From historical sites to vibrant cultural hubs, Maracaibo has something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or a first-time explorer, this city will captivate your senses and leave you wanting more. We hope this guide inspires you to visit this incredible city. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more travel tips and guides. See you in the next adventure.